Hello, and welcome to English Shorts with Miss B. In today's lesson, we will cover independent and dependent clauses. Ready? Let's get started. What is a clause? A clause is a group of words that contain a subject and a verb. When you eat fruit, the subject is you, the verb is eat. He read a book. The subject is he, the verb is read. The tree is tall. The subject is tree, the verb is. A clause can be independent or dependent. What is an independent clause? An independent clause contains a subject and a verb. This clause can stand alone as a sentence. An independent clause expresses a complete thought. For example, I went hiking in the desert. After dinner, we will go play at the park. The medicine is working. What is a dependent clause? A dependent clause contains a subject and a verb. However, this clause cannot stand alone as a sentence. This clause does not represent a complete thought. For example, since her vacation is soon, because she received a medal while planting the flowers. Notice that these clauses contain a subject and a verb, but doesn't give us too much information to work with. Therefore, they do not express a complete sentence or a complete thought. Tips to remember. Dependent clauses often contain subordinate conjunctions and relative pronouns. Here are some examples of a few of them. If the sentence begins with a dependent clause, we must add a comma after the clause. Let's have a look at the following clauses. After my flight, as time went by, until it became dark, who won first place at the math fair, since Michael did not feel well, because the tickets were sold out. The clauses do not form a complete thought and kind of appear a bit confusing alone. However, if we add an independent clause, we now have a sentence that forms a complete thought. After my flight, I will get something to eat. As time went by, I realized that the weather would not change. We stayed outside until it became dark. Leslie is the student who won first place at the math fair. Since Michael did not feel well, he did not attend school. We did not see the movie because the tickets were sold out. Let's practice. Press pause for extra time. Exercise 1. Identify the dependent clause in each sentence. Number 1. I ate breakfast before the big game. Number 2. After a long day of shopping, Marilyn took a nap. Number 3. Since the new book is out of stock, the clerk suggested a similar book. Number 4. Casey met the swimmer who set a new world record. Number 5. We ordered online because we did not want to stand in the line. Exercise 2. Identify the independent clause in each sentence. Number 1. Sheila created a cake recipe that includes chocolate and almonds. Number 2. While waiting to board the plane, Cameron charged his phone. Number 3. If the kitten feels better, we can take it home this week. Number 4. The teacher offered tutoring to students whose grades were low. Number 5. We bought popcorn and candy before the movie started. Exercise 3. Determine if each underlying clause is dependent or independent. Number 1. During the winter, we must wear our jackets. Number 2. I listen to most of his songs. Number 3. After band practice, Alice will complete her homework. Number 4. Brian delivered a speech that impacted the lives of many. Number 5. She will plant flowers around the building. Miss B's review. An independent clause contains a subject and a verb. This clause can stand alone as a sentence. An independent clause expresses a complete thought. A dependent clause contains a subject and a verb. However, this clause can't stand alone as a sentence. This clause does not represent a complete thought. If you read a clause that leaves you needing more information, more than likely it is a dependent clause. Extra support. Read each clause. Add the appropriate clause to complete the sentence. Please press pause for extra time. Great job today. Until next time, have a wonderful day.